So you are an international person. You've lived in a lot of different parts of the world, and you've been out of the United States of America for a few years now. What's the latest on this? I heard at one point you were kind of like, let's say, not in good standing with our friends here in the United States federal government. What's your situation these days?
Well, it's gotten worse since it started. Okay, on the 22nd of January of last year, the IRS announced the convening of a grand jury. I found out about it beforehand, and I'm John MacAfee. It's hard to keep secrets on me. And they were charging my wife and I and four of our staff with unspecified tax fraud crimes. Now, I haven't paid taxes in 10 years, neither will I ever pay them again, no matter what happens. They're unconstitutional, illegal, and unnecessary. No matter what you may think, but where will we get the money from? Well, where the fuck did it come from before we had income taxes in 1913, when we were the most powerful industrial nation on this planet? We don't have any industry in America anymore. Marginally, the automobile industry, steel is gone. Everything is gone, people. So no, we don't need taxes. But in any case, they left me alone for 8 years. Why? I've already paid over $50 million in taxes, and I haven't received $50 million in services. So I think it's so far been a very unfair deal. But in any case, 4 days before the grand jury, I took Janice and my entire staff to Miami. We boarded our yacht and sailed to the Bahamas, which has no income tax, and therefore it can't be extradited because it's not a crime in the Bahamas. Tax fraud is not a crime because there's no tax. So, and they have that law internationally to prevent husbands of Muslim men in Iran from demanding America return their wives for the crime of not wearing a veil. Right? So we can't do that, right? We don't. So if it's not a crime in the country you're in, not a crime. Can't be extradited. But I knew they'd come after me anyway, illegally, which they did. They planned a midnight raid on us on the island of Exuma on the 9th of April. No, 9th of, the 9th of May of last year. We found out about that in advance, and we left that island and sailed 2 days to Cuba before they could collect us. It was going to be a raid. They want to charge us with vague crimes, and once we've been charged with a crime, then of course we can be deported anyway. Unwanted aliens. So no, we went to Cuba. We were there for 2 months, and the Cuban military picked up Janice and I and took us in. And the general came in and said the United States has requested that we, unofficially requested that we return you to them because there is no official channel. And he said in exchange for various concessions, and we're disinclined to do that. However, you have 72 hours to get out of Cuba and never come back. Why? Because we're fucking embarrassment to them now. So we left. It took us. Our captain was in America. Everything was in chaos. We barely got out of there about 16 hours before our time was up. And soldiers came twice a day. Mr. MacAfee, are you sure that you're going to be gone in 46 hours? Finally, I said, listen, if I have to swim to Haiti, I'm going to be gone. Don't worry. We didn't have to swim to Haiti, but we should have, because we were 4 days at sea going from Cuba to the Dominican Republic. And as soon as we pulled into the dock, we were boarded by not customs, not the Coast Guard, by internal security, and all placed under arrest for vague crimes that were not clear at first. So we were 4 days in jail in the Dominican Republic. But we got out of that with some clever lawyers and some quick thinking. And since then, that was July. No, Pastor, we've been underground. We're not telling anybody where we are. We don't have telephones, so we can't be traced by phone. I'm certainly smart enough and experienced enough to keep anybody from locating me on the internet. That's not a possibility. Trust me. And so that's how I've been living. We may have to live this way for another year. I don't know. We'll see. Things
Wow.
how they go.
That really is quite a story. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like to be in that situation. You know, as you kind of alluded to, you can say, and of course, I completely agree with you. I mean, the income tax is illegal. It's them extraditing you for crimes that are not law of the land where you are is illegal. But as you know, and as you're living right now, something being illegal doesn't really stop the state from doing it.
Of course not. Please God. Hang on. Law is controlled by whom? The powerful, the government, for heaven's sakes, please. And the higher up in the law you get, like way up in the FBI, the more power you have. Until finally, you have the power to go, I think it's more convenient just to kill these people.
Yeah.
You think that doesn't happen in America? You think that doesn't happen? Please God, I know for a fact. Jeffrey Epstein, whether good, bad, or indifferent, if it is not clear that he was touched with some extraordinarily powerful people, well, then move back into your mom's basement. There's nothing you'll be able to get from what I'm saying.
And of course, it's like the weird thing is that everybody knows, like every normie in America knows that they'll lie us into a war in the Middle East and kill hundreds of thousands of brown babies over there. So they don't. Yes. But then for some reason they kind of feel like, but they wouldn't do that here.
No, they wouldn't. No, not in America.
Right.
No, not the country that experimented on tens of thousands of poor people throughout the Southwest in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, killing tens of thousands of them.
Right.
Testing new medical research. No. That same country, of course, would not whack some poor bastard in jail.
It's almost like people need to be comforted by building up these barriers. So they'll go like, well, that happens in the Middle East, or that happened 40 years ago, or that happened, but it wouldn't happen right now. But
it won't happen today. Now, why? Because you're living today. And now, if I'm living, I'm here. Well, it ain't happening on my watch. I haven't seen it. No, please God, people. It happens in every day, in every age, every month. And season of the fucking year, and has since we crawled out of caves and societies.
Yeah.